Hello guys, my name is Laura. This is my first ever video on YouTube, and the reason that I decided to start making these is because I have recently, or maybe not that recently, in the past 1 year or so, I noticed that I have started developing melasma, that I had already developed melasma. And this is something that caused me a great deal of emotional distress. It was extremely unexpected for me. It was definitely a condition that I wasn't familiar with. I had never encountered before. I had never thought about. And I went through quite a lot of ups and downs as to how I felt about it and how that made me feel about myself. And I decided that I'm going to start filming my journey of dealing with melasma, hyperpigmentation, as it can also be categorized. And I'm going to be sharing what's working for me and what isn't working for me, and hopefully I can show you some things that work really well and that will help me in the long run so that they can help you as well. But to start with, I wanted to set the beginning, to give you a bit of explanation where I'm at right now. So I noticed my melasma, which is, as you can see, hyperpigmentation on my upper lip, also here, and I have another very, very faint in comparison to the other spots here. And I have some random spots here and there, maybe perhaps some on the cheeks, things like that. But for me, mostly it really is this area above my upper lip, which obviously looks like a French mustache, and nobody likes that. But also this patch here. One thing to say is currently I am wearing sun protection, so I'm wearing the Amphibious SPF 50 by La Roche-Posay. Sorry, I probably just butchered that. I started saying that I noticed my melasma around September 2020. This is the first time I actually noticed it, and the reason for that is that I really hadn't looked myself very closely in the mirror for a while. I know that sounds really, really strange, but 2020 was extremely difficult for me, and 2020 was very difficult for all or most of us. But I was going through some personal things in 2020 and some difficult times, and I really, really didn't pay attention to myself in 2020. I brushed my teeth, combed my hair, but I swear I never looked at myself very closely. So I just hadn't realized that I have these spots. And the first time really I noticed them, as it was September 2020, which was like 4 or 5 months ago now. 4 months ago now. And this is when I decided, well, after the initial shock and disappointment and sadness, I decided that I have to start doing something about them. Also, looking back at photos, it looks like I have started developing some sort of hyperpigmentation, some like very faint spotting, maybe in 2019, maybe even 2018. But the first time I noticed them in photos, or rather in the video, was in the beginning of 2020, so in January 2020. I was looking at the video I had sent to a friend of mine just in my new flat at the time, and I noticed, oh my gosh, I actually have melasma in that video, and I had never realized. So that was a massive, massive surprise for me. So yeah, September 2020, I decided to go on a bit of a journey to start dealing with it, hopefully get it to fade a little bit. I don't expect that my melasma is ever going to fade completely. However, I have been reading and I have been seeing that you can get some pretty good results, 50% reduction, 60% reduction in the intensity and also in the area that your melasma covers, which I think, guys, is pretty good. I mean, I may never have perfect skin again in my life. Not that I have ever had perfect skin, but perfect skin in the sense that this flawless, uniform complexion. So what did I do in the very, very beginning? So in the very, very beginning, I thought it's just some strange post-acne healing mark, something like that. And I decided that I'm going to try to lighten it with some natural remedies. So I started googling fading scars, things like this. And the first thing that came up was aloe vera gel. So I bought some aloe vera gel and I started applying it to my upper lip where the hyperpigmentation was. And I did that for a few nights and it was stinging me a bit actually. I was surprised because I thought that the gel would be really calming and really pleasant on the skin, but that actually wasn't the case for me. It was a bit stinging. Sorry for that, guys. My nose is always a bit, not really runny, but no. Anyway, so I bought some aloe vera gel and I started applying it in the evenings. On the internet, I could read something like, oh, it takes 14 weeks to see results to fade like a dark spot. And I was like, okay, great. So in 2 weeks, I'm going to be completely like free of that. I'll get rid of it completely. I'll never see it again. That wasn't the case. So obviously, that was a bit disappointing, but we continued. I read another really bad advice on the internet for natural remedies for healing melasma, and the next thing was you should put some lemon on your face, some lemon juice. And guys, please don't put lemon juice on your face. It will irritate your skin. I don't want to say it will burn because I'm actually not an expert, so I don't know if it will burn as such, but it's going to be extremely irritating, extremely drying, and for that reason it could cause inflammation, so it could actually make your hyperpigmentation worse. So definitely don't apply lemon juice to your skin directly. Even though lots of random blogs or websites will tell you that it's really nice and really brightening, things like that. And lemon juice is great. I drink lemon juice and some hot water in the morning, and I think it makes me feel really great, but definitely don't apply it on your skin. I did it, don't do it. And then after the aloe vera gel and after the lemon juice, I think I went for some so the name of this is milk thistle. The reason that it took me a second to think about it was because I was remembering the German name. I live in Germany, so it was milk thistle. I had read that milk thistle contains an ingredient that helps fade hyperpigmentation because it helps blocking melanin production in the skin. So I bought some milk thistle oil and I started directly applying it onto these spots. But that just led to random spots on my skin here and there, as in like acne-like spots. So I kind of stopped that as well. Maybe if I had kept it up, I would have seen benefits. But I didn't, because I thought it can't be that good for me if I'm waking up every single morning with spots on the areas where I have applied it, right? So with trial and error finally, and lots of YouTube videos and lots of additional reading, following dermatologists on TikToks, YouTube. Oh, but I want to tell you, I went to a dermatologist and he was trying to be helpful, but he said, it seems like you have some hyperpigmentation. I don't think it's really dangerous, but I don't know what really to tell you. It looks to be like some sort of sun damage, and he couldn't really help further, and I don't blame him because in the end, like, dermatologists can help if they specialize in this type of cosmetic hyperpigmentation issues, but maybe he will just specialize in more of the actual, skin diseases and things like that. So he wasn't that knowledgeable or didn't have that much experience when it comes to these cosmetic issues. So he will just, I'm really sorry, but you seem like you don't have anything that will cause you massive problems, some hyperpigmentation. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what to do. He told me, by the way, guys, so he told me if you, he said for some people this type of spots come out when you have some hormonal changes. So I went and I checked my hormones. So I checked again, I'm thinking of the German word for that. I checked my thyroid, and I checked my female hormones. And they turned back fine. Nothing strange or out of order. So I know that melasma can be caused by a hormonal imbalance for some people, especially during pregnancy or when you're on birth control. I wasn't pregnant and I wasn't on birth control. and my hormones were fine, so that wasn't the reason for my melasma. So we wrote that out. And because now it's in the pandemic, and I decided that I'm going to try to just take care of my skin and cleanse it, hydrate it, do other things, some other things that I'll tell you about. And not really spend too much time going to other doctors, because I feel like everybody's busy and everybody's struggling in the pandemic. And even though dermatologists, maybe they're not really hit that much by the pandemic as some other doctors in hospitals are, but I still thought, here's me with my cosmetic, hopefully non-life-threatening issue, according to the first dermatologist. So I'm not going to really start on a massive journey from a dermatologist to dermatologist until I find somebody that can help me. I'm just going to wait a bit, take care of myself in the meantime. And that's what I've been trying to do lately. I am guilty of not really taking care of my skin when I was younger, so when in my 20s or when I was a teenager. The reason for that is because my mom never took care of herself. She was a very, very busy woman, always working, always taking care of us. So she never really did anything for her skin apart from maybe apply some egg yolk on her face every now and again, and she said that works wonders and things like that. But I just wasn't in the habit of this meticulous everyday care, and I was wearing sunscreen SPF 15 and the Nivea daily moisturizers with SPF 15, and I felt that was a lot. I thought that, oh, I'm doing the right thing here, but not every day and not consistently. And actually, I almost never wore makeup. And this is actually why the melasma was such an emotional issue for me as well, because I realized my whole life I haven't worn makeup, and now every single time I go outside or I let somebody see me, I need to be wearing makeup to cover it. That was a big deal for me to struggle emotionally. I think in my next video I'm going to talk a bit more about the emotional side of melasma, because I think that's important. But yeah, I decided while I'm waiting to see another dermatologist, when hopefully things get better with COVID, to just take care of myself and apply the golden principle. And apparently the golden principle is you clean your skin in the morning, you apply vitamin C, you apply moisturizer, and you apply SPF, and in the evening you cleanse your skin and you put some retinol if you're over 30. I don't actually own a retinoid right now. I've ordered some, I'm waiting for it to arrive in the mail. But that's what I started doing since November, December. I couldn't do it before because when I went to the dermatologist, he actually took a sample of my skin and he said, you look like you might have some fungal growth going on. And I did have some fungal growth, so I had to, for like a couple of weeks, do a course of like a gentle antifungal cream, so I couldn't apply anything else on my skin, so I couldn't actually take care of the melasma. But after that, from November, December, I have been doing exactly this, and I'll show you the products that I have been using in a bit. So cleanse my skin, apply moisturizer, apply vitamin C, apply a very, very high SPF protection. And in the evening, cleanse my skin and apply moisturizer. Sometimes I apply a moisturizer, sometimes I apply like this type of calming cream. I can show you that as well. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know if it's working. Sometimes I feel like my hyperpigmentation, which you can't really see here because this light is actually fairly flattering, but it's actually pretty dark. And yeah, it's pretty ugly. Let's face it, because it's here and a bit here. I have some sunspots on my nose. I actually had these for years and years, and I knew that they were there. I just wasn't doing anything about them for some reason. I have a lot of like little brown spots on my nose, and I have some like redness here, maybe from acne from before. I honestly cannot tell you if I think it's working. Sometimes I have the feeling that it is, but sometimes I have the feeling that it really isn't, and it's just light dependent. But in any case, I thought, let's give it a try. Let's do my best. Let's go on a bit of a journey. I'm going to share it with you. And hopefully, even if I don't fade my hyperpigmentation, at least I'll take care of my skin. And surely that's something good as well. I mean, cleaning, hydrating, vitamin C, surely should only be a good thing. And even if my hyperpigmentation stays the way it is right now, at least my skin is healthier. So we'll see. But let me take a second to show you the things that I've been using. So these are some of the things that... Oh, by the way, in this light, I think you can see my melasma a bit better. Because I have switched off the selfie light, selfie illumination feature on my phone. So that's, I think, more real now, more true to real life. Okay, so the things that I have been using... so first of all, to clean my face, I've been using the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. Reason for this, I follow this dermatologist. I think she's really great, Dr. Dre. On YouTube, I'll link her channel below. I think she's really informative and she highly recommends this one and some other cleansers, but I chose this one to give it a try. So I cleanse my face with this in the morning. It feels quite hydrating. After that, I put my vitamin C. So my vitamin C serum is by Lumene, which is this Finnish brand. The reason that I chose it was kind of emotional rather than rational, to be honest. I've kind of liked Lumene for a while, even though I haven't really owned that many of their products, but I've been getting samples or little bottles of this and that in subscription boxes that my sister used to order. And I've honestly always really liked them, but I was never a makeup person and I was never a skincare person, so I never actually owned anything. I don't really have any impressions of them or of any other brand for that reason. So I chose them because I liked them when I was younger, so I decided to give it a try. And I like it. Is it working already? I don't know. Am I going to buy this vitamin serum again? No, I won't. The reason for that is that next time, once this is over, so it's kind of like halfway now, I'm going to invest in the SkinCeuticals vitamin C serum, the one that they have recently started marketing, the one with cerebellum. I'm sorry, I butchered this as well. Oh, my cat is here. Anyway, so the SkinCeuticals one, which is super expensive, it's like 155 euros. I'm going to buy it because people say that they have been getting results from this one. So I'm going to give it a try, maybe in a month or two, once my vitamin C Lumene is over. So after I cleanse, then I put vitamin C. I wait a few minutes and then I moisturize my face. And I use this CeraVe one, again recommended by Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre. No. Not like the rapper, but like the dermatologist. So I put that on my skin and I think it's very hydrating. It's a bit slippery, which I think must be a good thing when you're hydrating. But it definitely feels more slippery than soft, if that makes sense, at least to me. And then finally, after I'm done with the moisturizing phase as well, then I put on my sunscreen, which is this La Roche-Posay. Sorry for pronouncing this wrong. I just don't know how else to pronounce it. I apply this and I have to say I have read really good things about this and have seen really good things about this, and I think hands down they're a really good brand for actual sun protection. But I have to say this is a tinted moisturizer, and specifically this is Anthelia's Pigmentation. So this is particularly marketed and targeted at people with hyperpigmentation. I have to say it's tinted. So the reason that it's tinted is that apparently the pigment provides even higher protection. It's horrible. The color is orange. I look like Donald Trump. It's not funny. I don't want people to see me this way. But anyway, I apply it because now it's 2021. It's a pandemic. I don't really see that many people. I live alone. My health is more important. Once I start going out again, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, there's another sunscreen that I'm using. I forgot to show it to you. Give me a second, guys. This is the other sunscreen. This one is Avene SPF 50 Mineral Protection. The reason that I started using this was the same. Dr. Dre recommended it, and I like this one more than I like the Anthelia's one, the tinted one. So this one actually leaves a really strong white cast on my skin. But between the white cast and the orange cast, I think I prefer the white cast. I did the thing where I mixed the two of them together to get a really nice color actually. It was really pleasant. But apparently you shouldn't do that. So guys, don't mix your sunscreens. So what I've decided now is just to use this one until it's over. Then I'll switch back onto my white cast one. And then I'll think about what to do. I'll either stick to the white cast one or maybe get something with less of color to it. Hopefully if I can find something. Now guys, my cat is obsessed with chewing my hair. So we'll have to deal with that as well. Yeah, so this is just what I've been using, and the evening is pretty much the same. I'm cleansing my face, and then I apply some moisturizing cream. But right now I've actually ordered the CeraVe resurfacing retinol. So this will be my first retinol, and I live in Germany, as I mentioned, and it's not available in Europe, so I ordered it from Amazon, and altogether it cost me 50 euros, and I think usually it retails for around $10, something like that. So that was so expensive, but I was like, hey, I'll give it a try because people say it works, and if it really does work, then it's worth it, and if it doesn't work, never again. And so there, that's what I've been doing. Another thing I've been doing is, because I have been reading stories by people that have been using milk thistle effectively to help them cure hyperpigmentation melasma. I've started taking milk thistle every day. But some people say that the liver has a role to play in the melanin production mechanism of the body, and this thing supports liver function, healthy liver function. So I started taking it together with a vitamin B complex, together also with zinc, every other day, and I'm hoping that this will help. And I don't know if it will help my skin, but my nails have never been stronger. So that's one benefit. And this is what I meant at the beginning, guys. I might never really get rid of my hyperpigmentation. I'll have to learn to live with it and accept myself, things like that. But if in the process I take care of myself better and it still, I don't know, leads to some other health benefit, not necessarily my skin color, my skin evenness, then I think that's still a wake-up call, and that's still a net positive, and I think it's not going to be in vain, all the efforts that I'm putting. And let's face it, it's not that much effort. There are people that have a 7-step skincare routine, and I think that's great. I'm just not that person. I can't really see myself doing that. But hey, I never saw myself as the one that's going to be wearing makeup. I never used to wear makeup, as I said earlier, and now I have to. So I'm getting used to it. Now I'm reading all about full coverage foundation and highlighters and eye makeup and things like that, because I realized, holy smokes, I'm 30 years old, now I need to do something with my skin and I have no idea what to do, so where do I start? It has been a lot. Any case, I'm going to wrap it up now. This was a really long rambling video. The thing is, I don't feel like I'm in a place where I can tell you this works, this doesn't work, because I haven't been trying for this long and these things take time. But please take my advice for what definitely you shouldn't do. For example, lemon juice on your skin. Skipping your sunblock every day. Don't skip your sunblock. Wear it every day, even if you're at home. I'm hoping that as we move and we continue forward, I'll have some good news to share. I can give you updates. I actually want this channel to be about dealing with certain emotional aspects of melasma, dealing with some mental health issues that come with it. In general, I want to talk a bit more about how you can manage it, your response to it, and your self-image. And also there's some other things that I want to touch on. But mostly I want to keep you up to date with my products. Hopefully together we're going to see an improvement. If we don't, then we gave it our best. And yeah, I'll see you, I'm hoping, in a week from now, and I'm hoping that I'll have something good to share with you. Thank you very much, guys. Take care of yourself.